like the little kid going to the ice cream shop and says, "Daddy, Daddy, give me some ice cream." And the daddy is very generous and he says, "You know what, how many scoops do you want?" And the kid says, 5 scoops. Okay? A young kid, about this size, little girl. Could be a boy, but let's say it's a girl. So, 5 scoops, okay? So she's like balancing this cone, and guess what happens? The whole ice cream falls down, yeah? So if we've been given too much, we can't handle it sometimes. And guess what? And then she said, "Daddy, Daddy, want more ice cream." What does the daddy say? "Yeah, how many scoops?" What does the girl say? 5. What does the daddy say? "Let's start with 1. Okay, show me you can handle 1 scoop. She handles the scoop well. You go to the ice cream shop again and says, "Daddy, Daddy, ice cream." "Okay, how many scoops?" 2. "All right, that's sensible. Let's try with 2. And that's how life happens. And it's just a metaphor, but that's how it happened for me. When I wanted too much, I couldn't take it. You need to grow to allow more. And to grow, you need to make space. By the way, what I'm sharing with you are universal laws. What's cool about universal laws? What do you think? That they are valid throughout the whole universe. So if you live in this universe, I'm always looking for one alien to suddenly shapeshift and like, like Men in Black and disappear and like, oh, who is it? Now, if you live in this universe, it means those rules will be the same for you and me. And those rules are true. These are laws and we can follow them, but you have to understand them. So I will share some of those. If you ever design a business, make sure the business serves your private goals. Too many people run a business, but the private life serves that business. Does it make sense? And that's how we brought up. The hardest job is unlearning the conditionings. Last night I spoke to a guy from the hotel, Ismail, and he was there at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. We're just finishing the room. By the way, the room looks fantastic, doesn't it? We love it. It was really, thanks for Brandon and all his team for the hard work. Great, awesome. So he was here and he said, "So what are you doing? Who are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm having this event this weekend called the 7-Figure Formula." I said, what does it stand for? I said, "I'm teaching people how to make $1 million. And he said, "Are you in drugs?" I'm like, "No." And he said, he just could not believe there was an honest way, because he said, "I'm working all hours of the day. I'm a good guy. I do the best I can. Yet I just get by." Who can relate to that, by the way? Who knows someone in that position? That you think, wait a minute, hey, I'm a good guy or a good girl. I'm doing good here. How come what I get? So I explained to him a few basic rules. And one of the rules I explained to him is the rule of value. Money is a value system. And the money you earn, the money you hold, the money you have in your life right now, and that's a really key equation you need to understand, is exactly in proportion to the value you bring to the marketplace. Understand that. The money you earn, the money you get, is directly in proportion to the value you bring to the marketplace. Not the value you bring to your community or your family. That's a different level. But the marketplace has got some very simple rules. If you go to McDonald's and you get a job at McDonald's, what do they pay you? What's the minimum wage these days? Don't know, 5 quid, 6 quid? Yeah? And this might be a beautiful, very valuable person in his community, to his family, but the value he brings to the marketplace is worth 6 quid. Because anybody can do that job, correct? Now, if you move up the ladder, if you get more value, how can you do that? And I want to share with you how you can do that, because I can promise you right now, if you're able to add more value to more people with less of your time, you can make a lot more money. Does that make sense? It's actually unlimited. If you can remove yourself from the equation and reach more people, you can write your own paychecks. How I got started in internet marketing, and this is stuff I don't share much anymore because I'm not doing other stuff. But this was my first website called The Dog Whisperers. And in 2006, so it's exactly 4 years ago, just to give it perspective, 2006, I joined a coaching program with 2 internet marketing gurus called Frank Kern and Ed Dale. Who has ever heard of those names? Just most of you? They are amazing multimillionaire dudes, and I joined a 30-day program with them, and I managed to build a website. It was really hard. At that point, I was working in 3 jobs. I was a pizza delivery guy with Domino's. I did also maintenance jobs and a bit of cleaning in property. And I also, of course, ran my graphic design job. And times were pretty desperate. I had a young family, 2 children, and a then wife, which I'm now not with anymore because so many things happened. And every night after work, I sat down in my little shed until 1, 2 in the morning, I worked on my internet business. Now, who is in that situation right now where they have a job and in the evening they spend some more time on this? Quite a few of you. Okay, I know how you feel. I know it seems like impossible. I know some of it things like it doesn't work. Do you think I encountered 1 or 2 problems trying to build this thing? I was furious with myself. I was upset with the world. I was thinking this is all not true. They're all just making money, selling me information. It doesn't work. So I went through this whole area of doubt, of course. Fact is, I sold an ebook, as you can tell, for $20. Now, I can tell you right away, you're not going to get rich by selling $20 ebooks. You've got to sell too many of those. But what I did do, I built a list. It's a pretty crappy headline, isn't it? Could you write a better headline today? Hey, don't say yes. No. Yeah, it's crap. Yeah. Is your dog well behaved at all times? The best I could do. Now, I don't expect you to do any more than the best you can do from wherever you are. But you got to do the best you can do. I improve and change all the time. I look at some of the old stuff I've done and I'm like, I'm scratching my head. Last year, exactly a year ago, I won an Aston Martin, actually in this hotel, winning the Better Your Best competition. And guess what? I loved the idea so much, I replicated that. And this weekend, we're going to give away a £10,000 check. And you can see there's no name in here yet. So 1 of 4 contestants will walk away with that check. Because I remember how much I loved winning. It was so cool. I didn't ask how the other guys felt, actually. Yeah. How was losing for you? How did it feel? I loved the Aston Martin. How did it feel not to get anything? And actually, here is my real life lesson. When you win, you celebrate. And that's cool. But when you lose, you ponder. And I promise you, pondering will do more for your life change and life growth than winning. I mean, I don't wish you to lose, don't get me wrong, but life will do that by itself. Don't worry, you cannot win every time. I failed my way to success. The amount of times I fell down and made bad mistakes and rubbish decisions, more than you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on that stage, correct? You obviously haven't failed enough, you haven't tried enough. And I don't want to be unfair, guys, but I mean, I know for Keith's story, for example, the amount of things he tried since we worked together, new stuff. And he was ready to throw out the old. Another life lesson. You cannot fill a full cup. You cannot add to something that has got no space. You need to create space in your life, in your mind, for new stuff to come in. It was a problem of deservedness. Do you know what I mean by that? I didn't allow myself for most of my life to be wealthy because I didn't think I deserved it. If you look deep inside your heart, inside your mind, you might find there is an element of that in your life that you think, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve to be wealthy. Those money blueprints, I can give you all my secrets this weekend. I can give you my business. You will run it into the ground if you don't deserve. And that's your own inner game. It's got nothing to do with the economy, the government, the tax rate, or what you do. It's all to do with the inner game. Because let's face it, when people read your messages, your direct mail, your emails, they're not going to do the following. Darling, stop everything. An email from Daniel arrived. Let's get the family around the computer. Okay, let's shut down all the noise. Here is the email. Let's print it out. Are you listening? Is everyone attentive? I will read it to you. Here is the email. The candlelight goes on and they all kind of say, what a momentous occasion. An email from Daniel. Let's read it. Let's reread it. Let's let every word sink in. Let's enjoy the poetry of the sales letter. That's not how it happens, correct? It's going to be one of a million emails like, Dan, click, headline, boom, delete. Email was this, rubbish. You know? That's how we work, correct? So to be able to get through, you need to do something a little bit out of the ordinary, do it quick, make sure the message is clear. And there's always this famous photo, because I thought at this point I was free and I had money and it was awesome. Great, you know, I got it. I got this beautiful, sexy girlfriend, hey, and she dumped me on Christmas Day, and I took a photo the next day. So, that was a real low point, I promise you. I felt like, and what I realized that day, a real inspiration moment, money isn't everything, surely not, yeah. So I'm like, oh my God, I got that all wrong, okay? That was a real low point. So 2009, I changed radically what I did, and I focused on relationships, and everything changed. And that's another rule of the universe. If you focus on something, it's more likely to come into your life. They call it the secret, which is really bollocks, You should have called it the obvious. What's this really obvious? It wouldn't have sold as many copies, You're like, oh, the obvious, I need to buy that. Really, it's obvious. I knew it. The secret. But the secret says, in essence, if you keep drinking alcohol all day long and you don't work, you're going to be a bum on the street. Ah, interesting. Okay. So that's the secret. Anyway, I started focusing on different things and thinking better things, because your thoughts become your emotions become your actions become your attitudes and habits, and that's how you form your character. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? But still, you got to do it. And changing character is quite hard work, because those are ingrained beliefs. Many of those people have been those coaches for me. Many of those I paid a lot of money to, and some of them I wish I hadn't, but I didn't know in advance. Did you make some bad investment decisions? Can I have a show of hands? Everyone? Okay, that makes me feel better, actually. Because I thought it was just me, Because when you look back, you see exactly where it went wrong, yeah? Normally, the decision that is wrong is when it's based on greed. When you think, when they get you on that point, when you visualize yourself having it all and doing nothing. Let me tell you right now, there is no magic button solution. Every speaker on this stage will tell you how much hard work it is to get there. But let's go back to the mountain. To reach here, it's going to be a lot of hard work. But I promise you, from being on this side of the mountain, it is the valley of happiness here. It is absolutely really cool. But it's work. We all know that. Are you okay with that? Cool. I would like you to give yourself an honest, sincere round of applause for being okay with that. For yourself and for everybody else in the room. And I mean that. Do it now and do it with your heartfelt desire. And the other reason I do this for me, such a nice shot. Man, I love that photo. Photoshop, hey? Whoa. I love it. And a great photographer. And I tell you what, packaging is important. Yeah? And I use L'Oreal. I'm worth it. So, very important. And this whole thing, whatever I try to do here, I cannot do it alone. So you need to know, what do you want? What do you want out of this whole thing? It is obviously out there. We're going to show you examples of people who achieve that stuff. But what's out there? And the second question, why are you here? And I promise you, if you define that and ask the universe, so to say, you will get a clear answer. And if you're just sitting here thinking, wow, when's the break? This is dragging on a bit. Who's thinking that, by the way?